Hey guys, welcome back to Overtakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Cal.
And we are going to be talking about the Stage 4 playoffs. So, tonight's matches didn't really mean too much for that, except for Philadelphia almost got themselves in.
Mm-hmm. They were very, very close to getting in stage playoffs.
About 4 inches.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have seen this, but they showed a video of Dallas, kind of backstage watching it, and it was pretty awesome. Taimu was losing his mind. He was shot calling. It was awesome. So then, after all the non-exciting matches finished out, thank you San Francisco Shock for playing the game. That was
right.
Yeah. That was my one worry about that. I'm don't do something stupid. Anyway, other than that, we had the Gladiators up on stage picking their team and decided to first throw some shade at Boston, which was pretty spicy. And then they picked the Valiant. No screwing around here. Just going to go Battle of LA. You couldn't have picked a better script for that.
Right, exactly. I really feel like we were talking about it before we started, that the Gladiators, they're mad.
Yeah.
They want this so bad. And, they're we're taking the harder road because we know we can beat this team.
Yeah. And it was just, a couple of plays here and there when they played them last time. I mean, they got 3-0'd. It wasn't a terrible match.
No, they actually played really well. They couldn't quite get it done, but, they're fully confident in their ability to beat this team.
Yeah.
And then New York is just going to decimate Dallas. Straight up. That's the one thing that's kind of a bummer.
From a tactical standpoint, though, the Gladiators were kind of thinking, because if you look at it, New York didn't play Dallas. And you know how tactical and how much filming they watch on teams and all that stuff. So they had nothing to play or nothing to prepare for. So it's a pretty smart move.
Point.
They're still going to beat them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And we're not even doing the picks yet. But
Dallas might get a map. I just can't see more than that. I think it'll be a really hard-fought game. It'll be really fun because I think there'll be a few moments where you'll think that Dallas can do it, and then New York will crush your spirit. Yeah. Because that's what teams like that do.
Yeah, that's what Sabiobi does.
They're Belichick. What it feels like.
Yeah.
There's never a point. It's they're down they're down 28-3 in the third quarter of the Super Bowl. But I don't think anybody watching anywhere was no, Patriots are totally done.
Yeah.
They're not winning this game. Or they don't have a chance to come back.
Yeah, because in the back of your mind, you see them moving the ball down the field, and you're going, uh-oh, here we go.
Yep.
And you know what's going to happen in this match? It's going to be on one of those maps, and all of a sudden, Libro's going to get a 3 or 4 pick on Farah or something like that, and you're going to go, oh, here we go. Oh, and then Sabiobi on Widow, triple kill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
After those things, is when you'll get or even actually it can be a start. A team could be coming into attack or something, and Jonak will get a pick on one of their either their tracer before, but now if they get a pick on Mercy or
their Zen or something
whoever their other healer is, a Mercy is Zen, a Lucio, something like that, and it's just they gotta completely reset.
Yeah, and I feel like they do that so well and so often that teams they're constantly resetting. And it's, Jonak picks someone off, or Sabiobi picks someone off, or something happens where they don't actually even make a push until there's a minute left on the clock.
Right.
Which is insane. When they're playing, at their full potential and not fucking around. That's the one thing you can tell when they're fucking around, because teams are coming in and steamrolling the first point. That does not happen.
That being said, it will be interesting if they really go full bore in the stage playoffs, or if they save some of that for the finals.
They'll never see Dallas again. They're going to go full bore.
Yeah, that's true.
Now the final match that could be something, because they have a chance to meet the Valiant or the Gladiators. That could be something to talk about. Do they go full out? But the money's on the table at that point. Yeah,
that is the one caveat. But I mean, Pine did have that quote of it was something along the lines of we're thinking more in the long term.
Yeah.
Than anything. Like we're still playing our hardest, but we're thinking more long term than anything. Than like short term or like anything like that.
So they're scouting
is playoffs.
Yeah.
Right.
They're scouting. And they'll warm up against Dallas and mash them. And then take on one of the LA teams. Do something to them. Who knows what. I mean, if you'll be able to tell if they're in, if they don't run straight dive into them, like on Blizzard World or something like that.
Right. Well, I feel like this is when we could see, I feel like they've been holding back because they didn't want to create a new meta. Because I feel like they're going to come in and they're going to show just how strong, like, a triple tank can be.
Ooh, with them?
Like, they'll do some shit that everyone else will be like, what? How do we stop this?
Yeah. Like one of those ones where they put, say, they put Libero on Zarya, and they have Savioi on Brigida, and then Meko and Mono on Roadhog and Reinhardt or Winston.
Yeah, like, it could just get really, really terrifying.
Well, I feel like Jonak is going to have to do something different because Badosin showed him up on Tracer the other night, so he might have to. Yeah. Well, he didn't show him up personally, but.
Right. But like, I could see that. I mean, Jonak's played he's played a few other characters, like here and there. Yeah, like May. But I could also absolutely see him busting out like an off tank. I think they had him play Brigida at a few points.
Yeah. I don't want him with that fucking weapon. No,
definitely not.
No. Oh, man.
I don't mind Sabiobi doing it, but Jonak...
He's already dead. Stop.
Right. Stop. He's already dead.
Jonak just swinging over the dead body with that fucking whip flail. Dude, he's dead. Stop hitting Taimu. He's already dead. All right, so obviously I'm taking New York, and I hope and I think Dallas is going to show up. They're pretty excited, and you know what? It's great for those guys to be in here, but unfortunately, the Gladiators kind of know how they play, and I don't think they wanted to play Dallas. Because eventually you're probably going to have to play New York anyway.
Right.
Why not take the hard road?
Well, also, I said, we'll get more into that when we talk about that match. But yeah, like this one, I think Dallas goes in, they take the first map, or they tie the first. I think one or the other. Like they come in and they kind of surprise.
I totally agree.
And then like they'll look good like halfway through the second map, and then some crazy play will happen, and then New York just rolls from there.
Put Sabio on Tracer, and then all of a sudden there's 4 people dead in a pulse bomb, and then the other 2 are dead. That's pretty much how it works when they play in a money game. Let's go. Stage playoff in your sights. So, New York, who you got?
I feel like we've already talked about it. That's Jonak. Like I'm going to be watching him. Yeah. I want to see if they do anything different. If they put him on different characters. If they take him off as Zen in any way. Like I'm really curious, and then I want to see him play Zen because he's going to have some of those game-changing plays.
Yeah, I think so too, and that was my pick. Because I really like it when they run triple tank and they put him on Moira. He's an insane Moira.
His Moira is gross, but Arc is a really good Moira too.
I know. And Arc was back, so that's a good thing for them.
But I can also see them, if they do that meatball thing, I could see them putting Arc on Brigida, and then... Or maybe... No, you'd have Arc on Lucio, probably.
Yeah.
Then you run Saviobi on Brigida, and then... Jonak on Moira.
Yeah.
Would be pretty gross.
That's pretty frightening. You notice they didn't do that much after the first match, because I think that's their strat on that Horizon. And I think they're playing if we have Horizon, we don't want to show this.
Right, exactly.
Even though everybody knows they run it probably the best in the league.
just them even running that, like, okay, yeah, you know the characters they're going to do, but is everyone going to be able to perform at the same level that all of them are?
Yeah,
Probably
exactly.
not.
It's like when a really good running team in football just lines up and just starts smashing people. You know we're going to run the ball. Stop us.
Exactly.
Okay, so in your sights for the Dallas Fuel.
I mean, I feel like I say it every match anymore, and it's Seagull. Like, he is 100% the heart of this team. Like, ever since he started playing Diva and was in the lineup more, like, it has been a noticeable difference, and we've said it every other time. Like, whenever he played, they just looked better, and they looked great.
At work, we were talking about, he said, I didn't understand why Dallas didn't play Seagull. I'm not too much into all of the other esports stuff, but it seemed like when Seagull played, they won, or they looked good. When they didn't have him there, they looked like shit.
Exactly. And I think it's like, especially like now that they don't have Custa, like Seagull is definitely taking the place of that. And it's just like, imagine if they still had Custa there as well. Like, but even still, like with where they're at, I feel like that's a trade that worked out for both of them because Unko seems to be performing really well.
He like fits in Dallas. He fits into their team really well.
He does, right? But like that's the beauty of Seagull is he's like he's good at like turning people's like making sure that like other people's negativity doesn't affect the rest of the team. Yeah, like he's just got a knack for that. Like, and you can even see it on his stream. Like he's just like if anyone starts getting shitty, like he just like says something and like they just kind of stop. Yeah, he's great at that, and he's very, very smart at the like his game sense and just his overall knowledge of the game is so good. Oh, absolutely! I 100% fully expect Seagull to end up being a coach after the league is done, or even an analyst. He would be a great analyst too. Yeah, that would be fantastic because he has that. Like you were saying with the positivity and the negativity, he kind of can turn that around. I think even more than mechanical skill, he's a thinking player. Yes. And I think when he shot calls and he calls stuff out and he talks to the team about strategies, it makes so much sense that, you know, it just works for them. Right. And I really wish they put him in sooner. I mean, we've been saying this for fucking ever. I've been saying it since stage 1. Yeah. Like, it was just the most infuriating thing that Seagull just never got any playtime. And, like, I just never understood it because he was... And then they brought in Rascal and all the other crap, and they were doing all that shit, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? But yeah, I'm really excited to watch Seagull. Yeah, so am I. One other person, because basically I want to watch the tanks. Yeah. OGE had a phenomenal game the other night. Oh my god, he's fucking incredible. He has slowly been showing that he's one of the best tanks in the league. Yeah, he's getting up there with Gesture and Fissure and those guys. They fucking awesome. I was looking at his stats. I think I said this the other night. I think he's like the number 1 Winston in the league. Yeah. And he's up there on Reinhardt too. Oh, he's been an absolute terror in this stage. Like he's just been dominating. Yeah, and I know I keep saying it's with Mickey, but you know what? Sometimes he doesn't fucking need Mickey. Right. Playing Brigitte. He just goes in there and just starts smashing people. Well, I mean, like, that's, like, just that trio of OGE, Seagull, and Mickey, and, like, the versatility that they're bringing has just been crucial. Oh, yeah. For where they've gotten. Their support, like, Unko's been playing out of his mind, too. I was looking at his stats, too, and he has been playing incredible, like, the last month. It's ridiculous. Right. And it's like, all of a sudden, they got rid of some people, and some people went back to Korea, and these guys, like, all of a sudden turned into the players that they're supposed to be. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy. But, let's move on to the Battle of LA Playoff Edition. Yeah. God, that sounds like a terrible, like... terrible DLC for a shit game on Steam. Yeah. Like a DLC for that, like Midnight Club racing game from the Xbox. What the
the fuck is that one
It had the
stupid,
Tough Edition.
the stupid thief game?
Oh,
Paycheck 2 or something like that.
Payday.
Payday 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Battle of LA Playoff Edition.
Yeah.
I remember you guys were playing
that. Being said, this is going to be
better than
more.
Better than Payday 2.
Right. Exactly.
Or 1. Or any of the DLC for that game because it's shit. Anyway.
This game will be far better, and it's going to be so excited to watch this because this is 100% the Gladiators just saying, we lost to you in the regular season on this stage. We're not losing to you again.
Yeah, they just like made the call out, and it was fucking great. It was just, all right, let's give the people what they want. They want to see this. Here we are. Let's go. Let's get this. And both these teams are playing so good right now. This is a hard pick.
It's really tough.
And just on a side note, I can't, just from watching these two teams play each other in LA at the arena, I can't wait for when the teams have home games and stuff. I think it's going to be epic.
I am very excited for it.
Yep. If New York gets into the grand final, they're going to have a home game. And it's going to be fucking insane.
Right.
Because, I mean, as much as LA brings it, a giant New York crowd will bring it pretty hard, too. And it's so fun to watch. It's got to juice these guys up, man.
For this match, the Gladiators, they're up for blood. They want to beat them.
Yeah, they do.
This is them saying, we know we can. So, I'm excited to watch it. And I cannot wait how the Gladiators approach this. And, how the Valiant can kind of swing back at them. It's so tough to pick.
I know, it's very tough to pick. And it's going to go back and forth.
Right. One thing, I do worry that game on Friday for the Valiant, I'm still hesitant because it was not pretty.
No, that was not a good game.
They looked like when they're bad, and when they
look terrible.
They're horrible.
Yeah.
And that's been something that has plagued that team all season. It's just if they run into situations like that where they just can't get back, because it just spirals out of control for them.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like it's attitude. I don't know what it is. It's just that streaky of a team. It's all of a sudden everything falls apart. Mm-hmm. And you're oh, it's going to be one of these games. Right. We just haven't had one in so long.
Yeah, and then that old thing just pops right back up. Just oh,
yeah,
still doing that.
I mean, they definitely don't want to see Dallas again.
Oh, no. No way. So, yeah, they're salivating at the chance to play the Gladiators.
I know. I was kind of laughing, though, for a minute. I was like, it would have been fucking sick if the Gladiators said, yeah, we're taking New York. You guys can have Dallas, the only team that beat you. They wanted to play the fan favorite match, which I can't deny it. And it's the one team that beat them. And
it's their rival.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the season, if, say in college football, if Ohio State wanted to play, or they had a choice and one of them was to play Michigan, of course they're going to fucking pick Michigan.
Yeah. Exactly.
And Michigan would do the same thing, that type of rivalry, I think is what's developing.
Yeah, which is great.
Oh, for sure. The league needs that.
Yeah. Because the only other rivalry, which it's kind of weird, it's not the same division or the same city or anything. It seems like it's Philly and Houston. That is weird. They kind of it's not they don't like each other because these guys all like each other. It's their matches are always great. Mm-hmm. Except for the last one.
And New York and London were kind of that way until London just fell apart.
Let's go over who we're going to take in this one because it's going to be tough. You know what? I'm leaning towards the Gladiators. They called the shot.
I know, right?
The boss. And,
I was kind of hoping you were going to pick the Valiant because I was going to pick the Gladiators as well. Just so we were different, but it's just my gut feeling. They're going in with all this confidence, and we know Fissure will be playing. Obviously, there's no way they would have picked the Valiant if Fissure wasn't playing.
Fissure was going to sit, yeah.
And the fact that they won as decisively as they did the other night without Fissure against Seoul, I think that says something. And the rest of this team is they are there. They're not just getting carried by Fissure.
No, they're not. They're probably sick of hearing it, actually. like we constantly talk about, you got Surefour, you got Hydration. They're playing great. Their supports are really good anyway.
Their supports have been some of the best all season.
Yeah. Although Big Goose has been scaring me lately.
Yeah, Big Goose hasn't been
he played well against
good
Seoul
lately. But yeah, he kind of got it back against Seoul, so that gives me some hope. But, I mean, Shaz has just been an absolute monster.
Yeah.
That it's kind of covered up for it. And then, obviously, the DPS and their tank play has just been outstanding.
Yeah. And then you look at the Valiant, you're like, well, their tanks are incredible, too.
Mm-hmm. But then that's one thing.
Yeah.
Is in that game,
Fissure.
when they fell apart, Fate just didn't look good.
No, he did not.
And that I feel like that was a big part of why they lost that game.
Yeah, I agree. He did not look good at all. And he cannot do that against Fissure because against the Gladiators, because they will just fucking murder him. And the team, because that team goes, honestly, the Valiant goes their tanks too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
absolutely.
As good as Agilities and Soon are, and as good as Cuss has been playing, it's that tank duo of Space and Fate. They control everything that goes on. I mean, Kareem is also kind of underrated too. We don't.
Yeah, for sure, and that's that's part of the Custa thing. Like by them bringing in Custa, like it put Kareem on Zenyatta, and he's been outstanding on Zenyatta.
Yeah, because he's got
been a big reason of why they are where they are.
Oh yeah, it's hard to pick this game.
It is.
I would have to go. The one thing I have to go with though is the slight edge is Fissure over Fate and the Gladiators supports. Not by much, though. I
think the Gladiators kind of have a slight bump up with the way that their DPS is playing.
Yeah.
I think I got to give it to them. Because, Surefour and Hydration have just been absolute monsters.
Yeah, they have. Hydration, man, he was just fucking wrecking shit with a Doomfist, too.
Right.
I think Soul's still feeling that beating.
Exactly. I think those guys, soon as we talk about it every time we talk about the Valiant, Soon is so good, but he's just not that
he's like Timo, he's streaky.
Yes, he's very streaky. And Agilities has been really good, but I just feel like the combination of Surefour and Hydration has just been so overwhelmingly good that they get a slight edge because both of them are about the same skill wise, but that skill is so high that it makes they make each other better. And
you got to talk. Fissure brings them up, even in attitude, and confidence, and all that stuff. It's not that it costs us doing that for actually the Valiant right now.
Mm-hmm.
The two guys that these teams brought in have worked wonders.
Oh, for sure. I still got to give the edge to the Gladiators.
Yeah, me too. I'm going Gladiators. So, all right. In your sights for the Gladiators.
For the Gladiators, actually, I'm gonna be looking at the supports, Shaz and Big Goose. If they can, if they just stay and go back to their consistent selves, I think the Gladiators put themselves in a really, really good position with that. Yeah,
I totally agree with that. That was who I was going to go with because they're what makes the team tick. As far as when they're off, that they fall apart, which hasn't really happened lately.
Right, it really hasn't.
I want to see if Big Goose keeps stepping it back up to where he was. Because sometimes, everybody goes on a cold streak.
Right, you kind of go through little slumps and stuff, and it might have just been one of those things where the slog of the season was starting to get to him, and now the excitement of playoffs and real big implications might re-energize him. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking too. Okay, so for the Valiant, I am going to be watching Space. I think that's one of the keys to beating the Gladiators for them is Space dominating the D.Va off-tank battle over Bishu or Void. I think that's a big thing.
I can definitely see that.
And plus, I play a lot of D.Va, and I want to watch because I've been off my game lately, and I want to see what the hell he's doing with this new meta and playing for selfish reasons. But as far as game reasons go, I think he brings a lot to that team that people kind of talk about, but they don't. Everyone talks about Custa. They talk about Soon. They talk about Fate. He is so good at the fucking off-tank position. It's ridiculous. And he makes a big impact.
Really does.
So that's what I'm watching for the Valiant.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but I'm going to actually be I'm going to be looking at Soon, because he is that X factor for this team, and that the guy that if he shows up and he plays his best, then they're an incredibly hard team to beat.
Yeah, they are.
And then it just makes it because we know Agility's going to show up and he's going to play really well, but Agility can play so much better if Soon is just going off. So
yeah,
I think that's a really big key. If Soon doesn't show up, I can't see the Valiant winning this game.
Yeah, and with Soon, about halfway through the first map if he's on or not.
Exactly.
He's one of those guys. When he starts off good, you're like, yep, they're in trouble because Soon is on his game. That goes when he played Tracer, when he plays Widow. He's just one of those guys that as soon as when he's feeling it, it's like instantly. It doesn't take him a while to get warmed up. He's either on or he's off.
Right. And it's kind of like a lot of NBA players. Like, you can kind of see, oh man, he's feeling it. Like, he's just hitting shots early and that kind of thing. Like, it's very, very similar. Yeah. But like, he's like so extreme on that. That's the one thing.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for our stage playoff preview. And don't forget to like, subscribe. All the social media links are going to be down below. We'll be on tomorrow, talking on Twitter and that kind of thing. We also appreciate all of your support that you've given us throughout the regular season. And we're going to be here for you guys for the playoffs. Going to take a little time off after tomorrow night. At least I am. Cal will be around doing some stuff. I'll be in Ireland and in London. I will be throwing some stuff up here and there from my trip. I think you guys will think it's funny. So enjoy the playoffs, and we will talk to you later.
Catch you guys on the next one. Later.